guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name's Abby and I am a mum to a little boy called Oakley. He's 6 months old. For today's video I'm going to be talking through my labour and my birth story. So this isn't a positive one at all. The labour wasn't anyway, but obviously the outcome was amazing because obviously we got Oakley and he was lovely and healthy and absolutely fine. So we're really grateful for that. But obviously at the time it was horrendous. I have wrote a few notes down because it's been a while since I've spoke about it and I have forgot little details here and there regarding times. I don't want to get anything wrong, so I've just wrote a few little notes down. So if I look down, I'm just having a little check. So my waters broke randomly at 38 and 2. So 38 weeks and 2 days. That was when I was in bed at 1:10 in the morning on the 22nd of July. So I was literally in bed asleep and then I like rolled over onto my side and I was like, am I weeing? No. So I like sat up a little bit and then I was like, oh, I think I am. And then I stood up out of bed and it just was like whoosh, water everywhere, literally like big gush of water. So I was like, quickly ran to the toilet. Straight away started panicking, obviously, like, oh my god, what's going on? And I've never been pregnant before, never given birth before, so I didn't know what to expect, didn't know what was happening. Well, obviously knew my waters had gone, but at the time it took a minute to register. So Lee came into the bathroom with me because I was like, my waters have gone. And he was just like, what do we do? And I was like, I don't know what to do. So Lee just said, phone the hospital. So I phoned the hospital. But I wasn't contracting at this point, so I just basically said my waters had broke, and obviously I must have sounded a little bit stressed and, you know, anxious on the phone. And she was like, it's okay, just breathe, take a minute. She was like, have a shower, if you're not in any pain and everything's alright. She was like, have a shower, have something to eat, and then pop in to the hospital when you can and we'll have a little look at you. She was like, don't rush, just take your time, relax. I was like, okay. Obviously I was stressing out, I wasn't relaxed at all, I didn't eat obviously, I just jumped straight in the shower and I was like, Lee, we've got to go to the hospital. My stomach had weirdly like slightly deflated, obviously because the water's around Oakley at the time, but it was just really weird. So we got to the hospital, I think it was about 45 minutes after I'd phoned them, and they tried to examine me, but my cervix was really high and they couldn't get to them, and it was quite painful when she was trying to get to them. But she just basically said, go home and relax. She was like, once you start contracting, she was like, you won't come into hospital until you are contracting every 3 to 4 minutes. So obviously I didn't know how long this was going to be. I didn't think anything of it, to be honest. I was just like, right, I'm not in any pain, I'll just go home and chill out. Waters kept like coming as well, which was really weird. I had that big gush in the morning and then it was like, just kept like trickling out all through the day. So after the hospital we got home and I went to bed for a little bit to get some sleep, because obviously we only went to bed at probably about 11 o'clock on the night. And we got woke up at like 1:10 because my waters had gone, so we hadn't slept. And then I was lying in bed, it was about 7:10 in the morning. And I thought, what is that? And then I said to Lee, I think this is a contraction, but I'm not sure. Like, it was weird. It was kind of like a period pain, but not. And it was like really weird wave, like I could feel it coming and then it was like, ow, and then it was like gone. But it wasn't like unbearable, like I was still lying down chilling, but it was like really weird. And then 7:13 AM, my contractions started. They were really all over the place for a good 20 hours. But the pain was getting like really unbearable and I couldn't sleep, I couldn't sit down, I couldn't do anything. I was literally just like walking around the house, and then I'd like try to rest for a second, then it'd just come back on again, and it was just not very nice at all. Early hours on the 23rd of July, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, they was getting quite thick and fast, but not 3 to 4 minutes apart. There was like ranging from 6 minutes and like 7 minutes, then it was like 4 minutes, and then I'd be like, oh, it's 4 minutes, maybe the next one. But then it was just all over the place, so it was an absolute nightmare. And then I started to be sick because of the pain. I told Lee to go to sleep because I was like, you need to sleep because obviously we don't know what's going to go on next, and if I've got to go to the hospital he needed to not be absolutely knackered, because there's no point both of us being tired. He couldn't literally do anything. He was really trying to help me, but nothing he could do would help. It was just really bad. Come 2:55 a.m. on the 23rd of July, I phoned the hospital and I said they are every 3 to 4 minutes. That was a bit of a lie, there was probably every 4 to 5 minutes. But she was like, how long has this been going on for? And I said, about an hour now. And she said, right, come in. Because basically you have to be contracting every 3 to 4 minutes for an hour before they'll let you go in. I think because of coronavirus, there was literally like, you can't come in until it's every hour. And if you do, you have to be on your own. And I thought I'd rather be at home with Lee than on my own in hospital. Probably strapped to a monitor on the bed. At least at home I could like walk around freely. Backtrack a little bit. So my contractions were coming thick and fast, and I decided to try and have a bath to kind of soothe them. So whilst I was at home, I was like pacing up and down, and then I'd get in the bath. Lee was like, try a bath, because I thought, you know, heat's really good when I'm on period, and I thought period pains, contractions, maybe they're the same. Let's see. So Lee run me a nice hot bath. I literally stepped in it. I was like, oh, this is lovely. And then a contraction came and I was like literally out of the bath. I've never moved so fast in my life, may I just say that. And I was like 38 weeks pregnant, so yeah. So fast forward again. 2:55 a.m, 23rd of July. Went to the hospital. The contractions were every 4 to 5 minutes apart, and they was very strong at this point. Really strong, really painful. I couldn't even speak. That was quite bad. So I got into triage. Lee couldn't come in there. He was allowed in the hospital, but he had to wait outside in the corridor. He wasn't allowed on the ward. So I went into triage and she examined me again, and I said I really need some pain relief, like it's really hurting me. And then she was like, is this your first baby? Really patronising. And I was like, yeah, it is, but I know pain and I'm not a wimp with pain and this hurts, so I need something. And she gave me a Buscopan. IBS relief. I'm in labour. I started through the pain, like barely, literally. It was just like getting quite bad at this point. So by 7:51 a.m. on the 23rd, I'd had enough, and we got put onto the ward. So they said to Lee, you can come through now. They put me onto delivery, and I basically got put onto this ward with just curtains and loads of people. Say loads of people, moms to be and dads to be. And yeah, we got left there for a while. I could just hear everyone having conversations, and I was literally in so much pain. I was like, what is going on? Like something, I could feel really bad pressure down below at this point, and I was like, something's not right. And I was literally just like begging Lee, like, please, like something's not right. And I really just needed some kind of pain relief. And bear in mind, at this point I literally had like a Buscopan and some heat rub on my back. Like I'd had nothing. So I kept pressing the buzzer, and then this nurse came, or midwife, and she'd said, oh yeah, we'll get someone to check you in a minute, just like try and relax for a little bit. 2 minutes later I was like, can't do it. Pressing the buzzer again, she came in. I was like, someone needs to examine me, like I can feel pressure, something's happening. She was like, get on the bed, you know, really slow, nice as you like. Finally told me, yes, you're 4 centimetres dilated. So she was like pressing the buzzer to like get someone to come down quickly to take me to delivery. And then this lovely lady brought me a big canister of gas and air, and I was just like, oh my god, never felt so relieved, but also it still was killing me, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I was getting somewhere because I was getting some kind of relief, but also it was really bad still. If you ever had gas and air, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You can still feel everything, but it's just you're a bit out of it and a bit on cloud 25. So I got moved to actual delivery suite at about 8:05 in the morning on the 23rd. My contractions were coming thick and fast by then. I was on the ward and waiting for the midwife to come. And then she examined me again because the pressure was getting like quite intense, and she was like, oh yes, you're 7 centimetres dilated now. So that was all. That literally just made me so scared. I was so excited, so nervous, so anxious, so scared. Every feeling going, like I felt it. Then things started to go a little bit downhill. from there. So his heart rate kept dropping. Then they was trying to put me on the monitor to try and find his heart rate, but they couldn't find it. And then obviously I was panicking, like, what's going on? It did take the midwife quite a while to come into the room also. Like, it was just me laying there for a good 5-10 minutes, and it was like the scariest 5-10 minutes of my life. I literally, like, I feel like Lee's going to deliver this baby any minute. Obviously he wasn't, because he was stuck, but we didn't know this at the time. The midwife, basically, one midwife was trying to find his heart rate, the other one was examining me, and at the same time trying to, like, rip my cervix over his head, because apparently my cervix was like at the back of his head and his head was trying to come, and it was just a bit of a nightmare really. So after what felt like a lifetime, the emergency buzzer was pressed and the room just got filled with, like, doctors and nurses all trying to find his heart rate. They even tried to like put one on his head to try and find his heart rate because they couldn't find it. I was literally in agony. I just wanted Oakley to be okay also. It was horrible. Yeah, really weird. Feel a bit emotional. Don't know where this is coming from. So yeah, they lost his heart trace for quite a while, and it was like, felt like forever. It was horrible. I was literally begging them, just like, get him out, please, like, get him out, do whatever you have to do, I don't care. I could just remember them speaking to me and saying stuff, but I honestly can't recall what they were saying. It was just horrible. So they finally attached a clip to his head and found his heart rate, but it was like still dipping and going all over the place. But I think it was so quiet as well, like, because I was on gas and air, I couldn't hear it, and I was like, they can't find it, Tilly, and he was like just looking at me, because I think he was in shock as well. But obviously they found his heart rate, but it was so quiet I couldn't hear it. And then his heart rate dipped dangerously low, so they literally rushed me to theatre. I just remember being like ran down a corridor in the bed. I don't even know where Lee was, to be honest. I was in that much pain, I was just like, didn't even know what was going on. They said it was like too risky to give me an epidural, so they was like trying to, a doctor or an anaesthetist was putting cannula in, somebody else was trying to put a catheter in, ready to put me in a general anaesthetic. Little did I know, obviously at this point Lee was getting gowned up ready for a C-section to come in with me, but little did he know that I was actually getting put under, because all of this was happening so quick and it was really dangerous. The worst thing was, I didn't even know if Oakley was okay, because they couldn't find his heart rate, and they was like, oh, it's dipping low, and they was so focused on me. I don't even know. Literally baffled. So I just didn't know if he was okay. It was horrible. Like, I just knew I wanted him out, and I didn't care how. I was like, just please get him out. It was horrible. The last thing I remember saying is, just please get him here safely, please make sure he's okay, and that was it. Don't remember anything else. And then I woke up with no bump, no baby, couldn't hear anything. I was like, what's going on? Literally in a room on my own. For any of you who have been put to sleep before, when you wake up and say you want to speak, you'll know that it's really hard to like find your words and to like speak. And all I wanted to say was, he okay? And then a nurse like popped round and was like, oh, just to let you know, baby boy's fine, he's with his dad. And literally the relief, I can't even tell you how happy I was. I didn't care about anything else, what had just happened. I just wanted to know that he was okay, and that was that. So Oakley was born at 9:19 AM on the 23rd of July, and he weighed 7 pounds 8 ounces, so he was like perfect weight, and he was just so perfect in every way. I finally got wheeled back to the room with Lee and Oakley at 11:22 AM, so that was on the 23rd. And little did we know, the reason it took me so long in theatre was because I'd lost like nearly 2 litres of blood, so I had to have a transfusion when I was in there. But yeah, everything was fine and I was fine after that, so that's all I care about. I feel like it's really weird. I feel like I was almost robbed of the special moments of birth. Like, you know, obviously Oakley's here now and that's all I care about, and he was safe and I was okay, and that was, you know, that's all you want. But, you know, the first moments when you first see your baby, and, you know, I wanted to see Lee's reaction when he was born. I can't even imagine how I would have been if I would have like seen him straight away, kind of thing. But I think because all this trauma had happened beforehand, and obviously I was out of it on all the drugs and whatever, it was just a bit of a whirlwind really. But obviously I'm just so grateful that Oakley was with Lee the whole time, and Lee got that special bonding time with Oakley before I'd even seen him. So it was just literally amazing. And another thing I was really grateful for, they did keep Oakley in the towel so that I could still have skin to skin with him. This was our first moment together. Literally words can't describe the feeling when he got placed on me. It was just the best feeling in the whole wide world, literally. Nothing else mattered, everything melted away, and the feeling of responsibility feeling and the love just is something else. I remember my friend actually said to me, there's no feeling like when your baby first gets given to you, like the feeling of love is like something you've never felt before. And honestly, I've never felt love like that. It's just incredible. But I'm really grateful that we have our little rainbow now, and he's so happy and he's such a gorgeous little boy. And obviously we're both absolutely fine, which we're really grateful for. But yeah, I just wanted to be really honest with you about my labour and birth story. It wasn't the best, but the outcome was the best it could be, and it was just the most amazing experience. When I think about it as a whole now, because I know the outcome, it's not as scary as when you're in it at the time, if that makes sense. Like now he's here, I just feel so, like I'd do it all over again 1,000,000 times for him, but at the time I was like, never again. So that's my birth story. I hope you all enjoyed, or didn't enjoy. Any of you who are expecting a baby anytime soon, I wish you all the luck. And anyone who's had a baby and been through a traumatic experience, you'll know all it does is literally bring you close to your baby. And you know, I feel so lucky that he's okay, and we're together now, and we're a family of 3, and we love him so much. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and I'll see you all again in my next video.